Neuroscientists have discovered 5 selves of which we each embody. Now this might sound like we all should have multiple personality syndrome and maybe a tinge of psychosis, but the truth is there's really only one self. First up, we have access to a bodily self. Now this is just simply feeling. Now actually all of these selves are correlated with the modalities or functions in consciousness we talked about last time. So thinking, being, and doing. So all of these 5 selves are sort of a result of those 3 modes in consciousness. So the first one is the bodily self, and this is just your bodily awareness. This is you that feels the world, that feels hunger, that feels thirst, that feels the need to go to the bathroom. The you that feels itchy or has an orgasm, this is the bodily self, and we all have access to it. Second, there's a volitional self. This is just will. This is how you move yourself about. Whereas the bodily self feels like a feeling coming in, the volitional self is like a will going out. And the people who have the most profound intuitive sense or mastery of these 2 selves are professional athletes. People like professional snowboarders who huck themselves off insane jumps and do 1440 quad flips or whatever. What they're really in touch with is the sensation of their bodily self and their volitional self, because they are willfully hucking themselves off these giant monster jumps. Then third, there's an experiential self, which is really the rock bottom essential self. This is really the true self that knows all the others, but I'm going to come back to that one. The final 2 are just products of thought. They're creative concepts that aren't really real, but they're useful fictions. And both of them come under what you'd think of as your ego. But really, both of these selves are really only given rise to by the experiential self and thought. So you can think of it this way. We have what's called a narrative self, and this is the you that has traced a history or has a traced world line through space-time, and you remember it. So the narrative self is simply based on, it's a memory construct based on having had experience. So it's completely past, it's just your past life and your traced world line through history, but that's who you think you are, but that's just it. It's just a thought, and it's really just a memory, and only the experiential self is what knows this narrative self. Finally, we have a social self. Now, I would argue that there's multiple social selves because you're different to different people. When people say be yourself, they're talking about being your experiential self, because your experiential self is locked in time with the movement of the whole universe. If you could get in touch with that, the experiential self is just the pure awareness that is able to perceive all of the other selves. So really, there's only one, and it's the experiential self that's rock bottom. With regards to multiple social selves, you're a slightly different person professionally than you are with friends. And it's not like you're being inauthentic, but you wouldn't go around with you wouldn't immediately, with strangers or the postman or whatever, you wouldn't start like talking about Dave Chappelle's latest comedy special, which is hilarious, by the way, and you should watch that. But I just love Dave Chappelle. But you wouldn't really bring that stuff up with strangers or whatever, because that's, for private friendship talk only. So anyways, yeah, 5 selves, but really the truth is there's really only one, the experiential self, and that's the real important one. That one is the pure awareness that is able to give rise to all of the other selves. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comment, let me know what you think. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And subscribe for more content in the future. Thanks for watching.